It is the beginning of another day in Bassano, and it's a little bit of a later morning. We learned some Italian. It was fun. Yeah, we learned specifically about how to order stuff, and right now, first thing on the agenda, other than we have the winery today, and then we are going down to see the market, which I'm really excited for, and then maybe do some more exploring, and we'll see what else the day has to bring. But yeah, time to explore some more of Bassano and the area. Here we go. Just a square, but in many ways the whole central part of town becomes a huge market with all kinds of different materials, even more different than what was in Bologna. It's all really unique. I mean, there's a cheese cart over there, some bags over here, all variety, and just a lot to explore. Just like thinking about how this market is and looks. Imagining like if I came here on a weekend with my mom and how there's like toy stuff to keep kids entertained, just like walking around with her getting stuff. Fun to imagine. Time for some food. A lot of fresh and variety. Really amazing and really good. Here's Palazzo Strume. Wanted to come here and check out what all is here. And yeah, this is called the King Kong Rhino. I mean, we could see it from the river one of the other days, and it's really cool. So glad to be able to like fully see it. It has a really great look over the river. Like this. There's the bridge, and the mountains behind it. A museum dedicated to the arts of printing.
Questi sono un Liberty, vuol dire il cisolino dato all'interno.
to the ceramic side of things. This room is dedicated to the original palace, since the piazza is still, or the plaza is still part of a palace that was originally here. This is some of the artwork. We are headed off to the winery now. Had a fun morning. No. Off to do more in the afternoon. Can't wait to see what we got in store. But, yeah. You could hear mountains, and now it just looks like flat farmland. Or as I like to call it, looks like home. You guys biked all the way here.
Yes, that's the radar.
Let's go right by the side.
We rode that one.
So we have arrived at Macallan. It's a whole complex.
Like the end of the world.
Super cool. And also kind of a cool, amazing race spot, which I've been noticing a lot of.
So if I say fermentation, everybody understand what I'm talking about? And do you know the difference between the white and the red vinification? Okay.
Is it only by grapes, or is it?
It's by grape, but also so there's a little difference because so basically to make a white wine, so the white vinification would be the white grapes arrives, we squeeze the grapes, and then we separate the skin from the juice. So the fermentation will go on the juice itself. The red vinification is when you ferment the juice with the skin. Because the color, the aromas, and the tannins are on the skin, so you have to extract them from the skin. So you would squeeze the grape, and then put in the tank the whole berry, basically. So skin, seeds, juice, and the pulp. You add the selected yeast. We work with selected yeast. And then, of course, the yeast starts the fermentation. So you extract everything. So this is the room that we use for the red vinification. As I said previously, red vinification is the fermentation that goes on with the skin contact. So in every single tank, we will put skins, seeds, pulp, and juice. We add selected yeast. The yeast starts eating the sugar and transforming it into alcohol. They will also reduce two other things, heat and CO2. So CO2 will inflate the skins and they will take it up on the top of the tank. And and they will form what is called cap, cappello, and it will be like from here to here. So we have the skins that are all here, and the fermenting juice that's underneath that goes on with the fermentation. But as I said, you have to extract the color and the aromas from the skin, and so you have to put in contact the skin with the juice. The majority of the wineries, and it's something that all the wineries I've done for many, many years, decades, are the pumping over. So pumping over, you will take the juice from the bottom thing, I don't know the name, from here. Oh, thank you very much. So, okay, a little bit of wine, but maybe. Thank you. So now we have filters. Depending on what we are filtering, we need different size of filters. This, for example, is for the white juice before the fermentation. That is here, and that's for the white and the usual wine before bottling. That one down there is for the segments, maybe of the red before bottling. So again, we need different sizes. We also have some types that we can warm. So they have like the cold serpentine, but also the warm serpentine. Because, like I said, 20% of our production are dessert wines. We make 4 different dessert wines. It was working, I'm sorry. But so we start from there with loading the new bottles. We rinse and dry that here. We fill with wine. We make wine, so what else? We put the cork. We started about 15 years ago, before the US market started using screw cap. The Italians are not ready yet for screw cap, I'm sorry. No, that's insane. It's insane. You should see the faces of the Italian people coming and visit the winery when I mention the screw cap. They go like, so that.
Look at all those barrels.
One line. Then we will start from the nose, so the nose first, and then 1 or 2 steps forward, or 1 or 2 steps backwards, depending on how much we like the wine, but also the levels of wine. And this
So many glasses.
I don't know if you can see it from here. So we would take a rope, put a bunch, twist the rope, put another bunch, and twist again the rope. So dessert wine, so we call it vino dolce. Okay, that would be sweet wines, but I know that in the US sweet wines are more like Moscato kind of style. This is why I don't like using that word when I speak in English, when I describe this wine in English. This is why I use dessert wines. It can be by itself, it can be with desserts.
I just hope that they, at some point, reflect on some of these, think about these takeaways. If you're an English major, maybe you don't know how to care about these. You don't have to just
Lovely countryside.
miles an hour. You're putting in a little less effort. You want 17 miles.
Dude, we learned that shit in like a week because like we had a concert and then we had like we had prepared and that council was like, fuck it, we're not doing anything the week after a concert. This is like
That castle up there is a monastery, and just if you can't catch it, look at the stair steps up to that, and then yeah. the one down here in the city. This is Maristosia. And the place is really teeming with a whole lot of very cool buildings. I have to admit, it would be cool to kind of climb to the top and see the view. But just passing through.
Now, one of the key ceremonies developed by the ancient Phoenicians was called the marriage to the sea ceremony. Now, basically for this ceremony, although, as I said, Venice had a lot of feminine associations, the sea was also regarded as feminine. So for the marriage of the sea ceremony, Venice kind of inverted its gender, as seems to be becoming increasingly popular today. And basically, the Doge of Venice, the ruler of Venice, sat on his very big fancy barge and went out to one of the gaps between the lagoon and the sea called the Lido Inlet, and he took a gold ring which the Pope had rumouredly given him, and he cast it into waters to represent the marriage between Venice and the sea. And this was the most important ceremony in the Venetian calendar. You can see all the...
So ends another day in Bassano. We had a very interesting day. Started off with Italian, which was fun, especially since we focused on ordering, so that definitely helps practically with everything for the rest of the tour. And then we got to explore the market, which it was really fun to see and experience, and I guess just to be able to understand the culture behind the markets, since, I mean, there are farmer markets back home, except they're dinky compared to what's here. And the fact that it isn't just like, say, a farmer's market. But, of course, throughout the rest of the day, there was a lot of other things. Quick stopped in to see the Museum of Ceramics and Printing and also the Rhino. That was kind of one of the places I wanted checked out. But yeah, for the rest of the day, we got to explore outside to Brevezzo. Don't quote me on that. But we got to see the winery, as well as also just the general countryside, which was beautiful with the castles and all of that. But also, I mean, we saw several farmer stands advertising white asparagus and strawberries because they're in season and which are very yummy. We had white asparagus with the risotto on our first night here. Haven't had a chance to try the strawberries. I know someone else in the group got them. So yeah, maybe it would be cool to try some strawberries. But yeah, it was fun to be able to see all the interworkings of the winery and just enjoy some time being able to see the interworkings of wine and just the general history with it. I mean, as Professor Green said, it really was like a masterclass. And to go with that masterclass, we got a chance to learn about the history of Venice, understand its history, not as much the culture, but definitely just understanding its location geographically and in some ways politically. But yeah, it was really interesting to see a lot of the history. I was really intrigued by the marriage to the sea ritual. Don't know if they still do that. We'll see. But yeah, definitely prepping us before we head to Venice on Sunday. So anyway, tomorrow we have, of course, our last lesson in Italy, which is at night. But I think for most of the day we are going to a bike factory because, as you can tell from some of the footage, we have some avid bikers, especially since they met us at the winery. So yeah, we're going to see the bike factory, understand a little bit of the market here in Italy, and then we have dinner again, and then yeah, it's on to more adventures. Well, one more other day of adventures in Bassano, and then it's on to Venice. Yeah, the trip is coming in many ways to a fast close, and yeah, it's been fun to experience. And I'd say before I sign off that I'm starting to get that Amazing Race inspiration back with like just visiting all the unique locations and feeling like you're blending in with the culture as well. Because, I mean, all the places were amazing, and also just to be able to fit in with the locals and just being able to enjoy Italy. So yeah, this tour has been fun. Can't wait for what else to bring. Only a few days left. Well, a few more than a few days, but yeah, on to more adventures in Italy.